Your Money Moves show starts right now here at Frontier Africa Reports. I am Bosin Amafayewa live from FMDQ Studios in Lagos, Nigeria. All right, let's get the show started in Sudan. The United Arab Emirates ban on port access for cargoes from Sudan is disrupting oil flows, with at least one vessel struggling to offload its cargoes, according to latest news. A Swiss tanker carrying 80,000 tons of Dar blend crude from South Sudan has been idling near the Fujairah for a week without discharging, according to shipping data. The oil vessel that sailed from near Port Sudan may be forced to divert to Singapore if the ban persists. Fujairah is a key hub for shipping, fueling, and crude trading, which makes the restrictions a major problem for South Sudanese exports.
Let me start with earnings news. Old Mutual of Kenya has announced a woeful 98% fall in its half-year 2025 profit to 5 million shillings as insurance revenue slipped 2.4% to 16.4 billion shillings. The company reports that its insurance service loss widened to 303 million Kenyan shillings from a year ago, while net insurance finance loss was wider at 2.5 billion shillings. However, the insurer reports a total income jump of 12.8% to 4.2 billion shillings in the first 6 months of 2025, while total assets climbed nearly 6% to 79.2 billion shillings. In other news now, Ghana is currently hosting the 2025 edition of the Future of Energy Conference, an annual platform that was designed to drive ideas and investments into Africa's energy sector. Organized by the African Center for Energy Policy, the Ghanaian energy industry has used the opening plenary of the summit to highlight recent developments in the sector. Let's take a listen.
If Africa is to achieve inclusive economic growth and secure its rightful place within the global economy, affordable, reliable energy must be pivotal in whatever we do, and energy poverty must be dealt away with.
Finally, in Nigeria, the Debt Management Office's latest bond auction after the reopening of 7-year government paper was overbought but not at record levels. The bid rates were high at the auction as investors expect the level of government borrowings to increase to accommodate the power sector bonds and pension areas payments of 757 billion naira, sources at the DMO tells Frontier Africa reports on Tuesday. The Debt Management Office raised the rate on the 7-year paper by 2.10% to 18%, as subscriptions printed at 268.17 billion naira across the two offer size.
All right, welcome back to your Money Moves Tuesday. Let's get on the markets, as always, checking through the equities market space. And you can see a couple of green shoots today. The market's getting a bit more on the upside as we begin to see the final few sessions of the month of August. That's effectively taking the first 2 months off in the third quarter. Effectively September, we're going to begin the final 4 months of the year. So the Nigerian equity side was up by a quarter today. We saw this recovery towards the end of last week that began to firm up again on Monday, with the banking, insurance, as well as non-banking names trying to make some further gains. The NGX index about 141,748 closed for today. The BRVM next door in Cote d'Ivoire, the composite, was stronger by 1.06%, the biggest exchange in East Africa. That's the Nairobi stock market, 1.14%. On the Osha index, 172.35, quite a couple of earnings still coming through from the Kenyan market, investors buying into that. The Egyptian market, however, pulled back very strongly Tuesday, 1.25%, 85,354, just as the Egyptian stock market announced to have a new chairman who will be taking over as the head of that exchange, Mr. Madboli. That's it. We say congratulations to him. The GSE, that's the biggest exchange on the continent, down today on the all share by about 0.5%, 102,466. Zimbabwean market was better by 11 basis points, 205.97. That's the ZSE, by the way. And those are some of the market prices at this time, just about past 4 here in Nigeria, live from the FMDQ studios. Of course, that's about it for today. That's the wrap, as it were, on the show. Do have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you again tomorrow.